Well, thank you.
I'm not sure.
You know what that is? This is the coal that I start with, and this is what I turn it into. I burn off the gases. This is called coke or breeze, and this is clinker or cinder.
Lieutenant General James Longstreet. I was originally born in South Carolina, however I consider Georgia my home. I'm here with my good friend George Pickett, and I've got General Garnett with me also. I'm 38. But before my final year, out of all cadets in West Point, I was actually the last of all cadets. But George here, George has a distinction that none of the generals here have. When he graduated West Point, he was of the graduating class. What you
51st.
51st out of 51.
Yeah.
So
I feel it's harder to be last in the class because you're just that much closer to being kicked out.
But those are also the only two people they usually ever remembers of who was first in the class and last in the class. So again, George, in his infamous wisdom, knew that he couldn't be first in the class, so he remembered. So he tried to be last in the class to be remembered by that class.
He had more fun being last in the class.
You gotta remember, this war was brother against brother too. You guys get recess. I got all the way up to the wall. I was getting ready to give the command for my men to charge this cannon there. And so I gave the order to charge, and we came up there to the cannon. And about that time when I got to the cannon, they fired the cannon, and that was the end of my generalship in the Confederate Army. All 8 people was able to find after the battle was my horse. Never did find
My name is Matthew Brady. I'm a famous Civil War photographer. Unfortunately, the Civil War is not the only thing that I photographed. I photographed stage actors, both male and female, editors, writers, politicians, and presidents alike. I photographed every president from John Quincy Adams, who was the 6th president of the United States of America, to William McKinley's first term in office, and he was the 25th president. There was one president, William Henry Harrison, was the president for 30 days. He gave his inaugural speech in Washington on the steps of the Capitol building in a freezing rainstorm without cook. He was so well liked by the American people, and at that time had received more votes for president than any man preceding him, and it will be Grover Cleveland in his first term of office, the 22nd president, to get as many votes or more.
Wisconsin Artillery, and this is my officer. What's your name?
Philip Coleman, 1st Wisconsin Light Artillery.
And these are, before you, are the projectiles of different types that are used during the Civil War for the heavy artillery pieces. The first ones used for hundreds of years was the cannonballs, the round cannonballs. They have a range, you're right at about 2,400 yards. When the riflings were put in muskets, they also put them in the artillery pieces. now they become shells. The shells are solid iron, used against fortifications, and they are also hollow inside. And then explode. To get a shell to explode, you use what you call a time fuse. As the gunpowder explodes, fire will come up around the shell, tunnel through one of these, and light the fuse. The fuses comes in different seconds. So let's say at 300 yards, it will take that shell or a ball get there in about 4 seconds. So you want it to explode just before it gets there. So you put like a 3-second fuse in. They go all the way up to about 18 seconds. The shells are different sizes depending on the size of the cannon that you're going to fire. The one beside here is a 10-pound parrot that uses these shells. You also have what you call grape shots, which has these balls in them. They're used by the Navy to tear the riggings and the sails up on ships where they no longer maneuver in the water. Then for the infantry, you have what you call a canister. It's a large shotgun shell. Has an effective range up to about 300 yards and about 50 yards wide. Just like when it's fired, anything in its path, it just chews them up. And the balls are iron. So when the ball passes through one, it'll pass through another one. Cannonballs come in different sizes, and this size, about this size. Those are used in mortars and along the sea coast as against ships that come in.